Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to take a look at this watch style watercolor palette. And this is sold by Fuumuui, and I believe this is a product made by Superior. The packaging looks a lot like Superior, and also the paint itself looks like it came from Superior, who is very popular for the fan style palettes and the folding palettes that you see that actually have pretty good watercolors in them. So when I saw this, I thought it would be really fun to try. So it comes with a water brush, which I'm going to fill up right now with this little, I saved the little drink flavor enhancers that you can get with like sugar-free like drink flavor stuff in it. I save them, I wash them out really well, and then I use them for filling water brushes. I just keep one in my travel bag whenever I'm using water brushes, so it's handy. It allows me to fill out the brushes. So let's give that a little squeeze and make sure that's working good. Okay, that's ready to go. It's about a, I would say, medium to a large tip water brush there that comes with the kit. And then we've got this palette, and it's then we got the storage case too. So, you know, I don't know how much I'll use that, but actually, you know, I probably will put it back in here just so I have some place to keep it. The water brush does not have a stopper for the mid, so if you did want to put the water brush in here, then if you want to put everything back, you would need to empty out your brush, just FYI. Or I suppose you could actually take out this, oh, it's glued in, but you could take that out if you wanted to. I still don't think you'd fit the water brush in without it, yeah, you still have to take the brush apart to fit that in. But anyway, if you want to keep it, it's there. It's for you to do that. So let's see if we can get this thing on our wrist. So we can take a look at it first. We'll flip this up, and you'll see you've got these tiny little, let's measure those. Let's see. They are, I'm going to say 1/2 inch wide by 3/4 of an inch long. So they are tiny, and they're very thin. They're probably like a 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch to 1/16 of an inch thin. You do get 24 colors, and these wells are separated, and you can see that the wells are actually deeper than these little pans. So I'd say the wells are a little over an 1/8 inch deep, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say they're just over an 1/8 inch deep. So you could fill this up with tube paints if you needed to after it's dry, because I don't think you're going to be able to find refills for this, but that's fine. It'll be easier to just refill them from tube paints anyway. So the watch band is a little bit tricky. I think I want to close that so I don't damage it. You've got its little peg. This is silicone. You've got this little peg, and I'm gonna find the closest little, it's a nice long watch band too, so if you've got larger wrists than I do, you should be fine. It's tricky. And maybe you could swap it out for a better band. I think you probably could. There's a pin in there. It looks like you'd be able to pop that out and put a different watch band on there, which might be nice. Silicone obviously is going to be waterproof, and you know, sometimes you get messy when you paint, so that might be a good thing. All right, so there, that is on. Okay, you know, I might want to actually, I'm just thinking how I'm going to use that. I think I might want to have that turned so it's on the inside of my wrist. I got one of my husband's old sweatshirts on because it's cold today. Oh, so cold today. I probably could have had this wristband tighter as well. But so there, we've got that. And then you could hold a sketchbook in your hand. I'm just going to grab this little mini sketchbook. I was going to work on a block of paper, but then I realized, you know, I'm probably going to have just a little sketchbook with me if I do this. So this is just a little, I don't know, it came with a, it came with something. It's got dubious quality paper, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, so we got our water brush. We got this. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see everything together. Let's swatch. Actually, do we want to swatch on this? That might be kind of small for swatching. Let's swatch on this. Let's swatch on some cotton paper so you can really see what the paint is like, and then we can maybe do a quick little sketch like that. So how do I want to swatch this? I guess probably like this. So I'm not going to swatch the white. Let's get into the yellow. I'll do 6 across. Oh, look at how vibrant that is. That's really nice. Because when you don't have a lot of paint, you want to make sure, you know, all you need is a touch of it to do the job. Ooh, very vibrant. Hopefully that's showing up well. I'm going to zoom back in again, because if I'm not going to be holding that, then I can keep it. I can just keep it in one spot for you. There we go. I like the Superior paint. I've used it in tubes. Their tubes are really nice, actually. They're harder to find. I've used it in these skinny pans. Those are really good too. And also the half pans. I have to say, I like the skinny pans better than the half pans. Or half pans don't seem to be quite as nice. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. I guess I can make those swatches a little wider next time, next row. Oh, wow, that's a bright red. I thought it was a brown. That's a gorgeous red, isn't it? Oh, a nice mauve, mauve, whatever you like to call it. Oh, now that's a brown. It's like a burnt sienna. It's a good sign when your watercolors look really dark in the pans, because that generally means that they haven't added a lot of chalk filler or optical brighteners to them. This is like a mineral violet or something. Not as robust as a dioxazine violet. That's what this might. This is a dioxazine violet, I'd say. Actually, I don't know. It might be a PV3 violet, which is. I'm not gonna like venture a guess on the light fastnesses of these. I assume they're probably not, because you know some of those reds and purples look like they might be more dye-based. And let's go to the next thing. But you're probably going to be working in a little sketchbook. Oh my gosh, look at that sap green. That's a beautiful sap green. They do make a beautiful sap green. These are, I would say 99.9% these are Superior watercolors. So if you have the fan pans, if you like that paint, this is the same paint. If you've never tried them before, I recommend you do if you're looking for something novel. This is nice and compact. The fan pans and the folding palettes are kind of big, like when you have them all spread out and stuff, so they can be a little cumbersome to use. So something like this might be a better option. That's a cobalt. I'd say cobalt blue. I don't really like that very much. Next one's probably going to be an ultramarine then, which will be good. Oh no, this is a phthalo blue here. That's a really pretty one. That's very nice. Oh, I hope this is an ultramarine. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is an ultramarine. See, it's really hard to tell because the colors are really dark, which is, like I said, a good sign. Now this, now the downside is, I'm going to say, anytime I've seen a watch palette, a watch style palette, which there are a few around there. There's one called Globetrotter from Jerry's Artorama. Oh, that's a pretty, either phthalo or, yeah, I would say that's another type of phthalo blue. That might be more, those two are very similar. They're very expensive for what they are. This is going for $36.99 on the Fuumuui website. I don't know if there's any discount. Sometimes they give me a coupon code that I can share, and if they do, I'll put it in the video description. But I think I have 10% off, like Lindsay 10 or something. I'll have to find it and put it in the video description, make sure it's still active. But I think that's kind of high for this, because the fan palettes that have way more paint in them, you can get those for under $15. So you're definitely buying it for you're paying for the packaging and the novelty of it, and the fact that there aren't many of these around. Like, I haven't seen one formally laid out just like this before. The ones I've seen have like the larger pans and fewer colors, or you might swap them in and out. But these the little thin pans are glued right in. There's another burnt sienna color, so I guess that's probably like an English red, and this is a burnt sienna. But I feel like the color palette selection is really nice here. And if there was a color you didn't like, you could just pop it out. Wow, that's a really intense black. You could just pop it out and replace it with something that you prefer. All right, so that's what we have for our color scheme. So let's evaluate the colors. I think, let's see, do we have a good split primary? We have cool yellow, warm yellow. What about red? We have a cool red and warm red. Blue, we have several cool blues and a warm blue. We've got a good brown, we've got a nice sap green, we've got a good yellow ochre. Yeah, I think this is a really good, the basics in this set are really good, so we shouldn't have any issues with mixing. So why don't we do a little painting just in this little sketchbook here. I think I can keep it all on camera. Let's just do some little carnations or something. This paper is kind of a no-name, just a no-name paper. It came with Quobushang. I don't know, it came with a little palette, and I just love little palettes, so I'm kind of addicted. Yeah, I'll just do a little painting like this. Let's use that one of those pretty reds. This one here that kind of looked like brown when we started. I'm going to start by making a little carnation. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint kind of the negative darks and spaces in this flower. Okay, that's all with one brush load. That's pretty good. And then I still have some paint. So if you're out and about, you're probably not going to be mixing as much. That's why there's so many colors in this, I think. There is this little mixing wing, which I think is going to be very useful. And it probably will be adequate enough for what you're going to need to do. So now I'm going to go in with just my brush after I've squeezed out a little bit of water and just kind of bring in some of the fluffier feathers and just kind of let them flow into that darker color that we've put already. Okay, there's carnation number one. I would recommend having like a sweatband or something on your wrist that you can squeeze your brush onto, and that's just going to make this so easy. What I'm thinking is, like, you know, a lot of times I'll walk the dog and we'll go to the school, down to the baseball field, and I will close the gate, and then I will let her run. And you know, I live in the country, so I mean that's on school grounds, but I can see trees and I can see, you know, flowers and stuff like that. So what I would do is, while she's running around, if she's not, you know, paying attention to me, I will just get my paints out, a little sketchbook out, and I will do some little doodles. Pick up some green, get these little buds in there. Put some little little leaves. Little hip of the carnation here. Sorry if I'm mumbling. I'm still kind of jet lagged, honestly. Maybe mix in a little bit of that darker green. I wouldn't get too much color. Like, I would try to not get too much, not to go overboard when you're doing that, because you don't want to end up with wasting a bunch of the pinks. There's not. I think it'll go quite a long way, because I have my original fan palette. I've gotten a few over the years, like, to review. But my original one that I bought for like 20 bucks on Amazon, when I first started to see them come out, I'm like, well, I saw ads on Instagram. I'm like, I'm going to see if I can find this on Amazon, and I did for like a fraction of the price, and I just loved it. I thought it was such a great deal. I'm going to take a little of this other red, add it to the tips of this little bud. And I think I'll try to sneak in a couple other little geraniums here. Let's just try to sneak one in right here. I might regret this, but maybe try to sneak one back here. And for the lighter color on that, I want to make some orangey color, so I'm going to squeeze out some water there. I'm going to take some of that yellow that we were using on that bud and just add some water to it, lighten it up a bit. I'm looking at the brush. I'm not seeing any pullback of paint into the barrel of the brush, so that's good. I'm going to blot that off a little bit. And then, let's see, I don't really have as much room as I thought I did. So these might look like little mums by the time we're done. Little chrysanthemums. Yeah, I kind of regret these. I shouldn't have tried to sneak these in, but oh well. We will live and learn. And pick up some of the sap green. Maybe put just like a little vine over here or something. Oh, look at that. We can make some nice little leaf shapes with this brush. Brush is nice. The water brush is really nice in here. I still think it's overpriced. Don't get me wrong. I still think it's overpriced, but I think, you know, it's a nice little set. That's a nice little set. And who knows, sometimes when these things get more popular, then you get more competition because these are a white label product. You know, they get them branded. They brand them for whatever company orders them. So to clean your brush, you squeeze out the water. The bristles on these do stain, these white nylon bristles. There's not really anything you can do about that. And this palette, yeah, this palette I can tell is already staining. It's just the type of plastic that they use. Same thing with the fan palettes, the palette stains. But, you know, it's a well-loved palette, right? It's only getting stained because you're using it. I'm just going to clean off that little pan. I don't think you really need to. I've put them away dirty and, you know, the paints wake up just fine. And they don't really alter the next thing. Oh, and there is, you know what? There is this little sponge in here for you to blot your brush on. That's what that's for. I don't think those are terribly effective. Being that small, I don't think you can... Oh, and I think I just dipped it back in the paint when I did that. I don't think there's enough room, and they're not terribly absorbent, so I would still carry a rag, a handkerchief, or wear a sweatband, or even just cut down a sock and roll it up and put that on your wrist to wipe your brush on. But other than that, I think this is a really nice little set, and if my only qualm is that I wish it was a little bit cheaper, because I do think it's a little bit expensive for what it is. But the quality of the paint is good. The novelty, the form factor of it is really nice. It's actually really comfortable. I didn't feel like I was sweaty or it was sticking to my hand or anything, but it is silicone if that's something that bothers you. It looks like, let me just take this off and show you. It looks like you'll be able to take the thing apart if you want to, because you can see the little pin in there. If you had a watch band, I would imagine you could swap it out for whatever watch band you would prefer, because it looks like it's just a little, yeah, look at that. Yeah, it comes right out. So, you know, yeah, you could use a little pair of pliers to pull that out and put a watch band that you prefer. I like it. I also think that it's kind of nice looking. It's just like chic. It's just small. You could always decorate it some other way, or probably just take the sticker off of that if you want to. Yeah, the sticker would come right off if you didn't want to have it on there. You could use it as a little mirror. Really, wow, that's coming off really easy. I'm surprised at that. Watch me tear it right before I'm done. Let's see. You know what we can do, though? Let's heat it with a heat tool real quick, because this is like my secret trick. And you'll want to know this around, like, and be careful because this is plastic, so you don't want to overheat it. But this is my little trick, because when you get to the holidays and you know, maybe you go shopping at some unconventional places that actually put price stickers on things, like as opposed to the big box stores, or online, you know, you shop at little boutiques and they put price stickers on and everything. And, hello, I have my glasses on. And then you got those stickers, you have to remove them. A hairdryer or a heat tool works great for that. I should have done that before I started to peel it off, because then I got a little residue, but you can clean that off with a little bit of alcohol. So you customize it. You can make a sticker and put your own sticker on there, which I think is kind of cool. So anyway, that is the watercolor watch from Fuumuui. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will put links to where you can buy it over on their website. And if I have a coupon code, which I think I do, and I think it's Lindsay 10, I think I'd save 10%. I think that's what it is. Maybe it's 15. I don't know. We'll save you $3 or so. Still think it's kind of expensive, but I think that I still think it's kind of cool, and I think the quality's good. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoy these little tutorials, these little reviews, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye!